So in last lecture, we talk about different waterproofing materials in which we are gone through some bitumen, tar, or asphalt reagents. Now we are going to take a overview on waterproofing chemicals which are used. So in which there are three types, that is pore filling, inactive pore filling, and water repellents. First one is a pore filling that includes the alkaline silicates, zinc sulfate, calcium chloride, which accelerates the setting time of concrete, making it more impervious. Then inactive pore filling, that is a chalk, fuller earths. Third product, that is water repellents. Usually we are using soda, potash, that are the normally used in a household activities also. Then calcium soaps, waxes, these are act as a pore blocking agents. So these are the water repellents. So now we are going through some of the brand names which are famous in market as a chemical reactants or the waterproofing reagents. First, that is a Dr. Fixit. Then Prof, Sika, BASF India Limited. Then Impremo, then Water Seal, Krishna Koshem, and Sunanda Chemicals. So these are the some of the famous brand names. Generally, we are following the Dr. Fixit or the Sika. Then packing availables. Waterproofing materials are available in liquid as well as in a powder form. Waterproofing powder form is used as 1 kg per bag of cement while making the cement concrete. For the slab, the liquid chemicals are used for the waterproofing are 1 liter per kg of the cement. Then properties of the waterproofing and the damp proofing materials. So normally they should possesses a watertight or the waterproof property. Then second, it should be withstand temperature variation and prevent the formation of the cracks. Then it should get easily mixed with the cement, sand, aggregates to form a homogeneous paste. Then it should be durable enough to keep various components of the building leak proof against the water. Then uses of waterproofing and damp proofing material is similar like a waterproofing. So first there should be a watertight or the waterproof for the terrace slabs in a foundations also. Then for waterproofing of bathroom, WC, and kitchens. For waterproofing, so these are the uses for waterproofing of basements, for damp proofing of foundation and planes, then for damp proofing in the load bearing walls. So these are the uses of waterproofing or the damp proofing material. So you can see the in images some of the reagents are mentioned like a termite reagents, termite proofing, termite treatments. Some of the chemicals are used. uh, Example given, that is pilot 30. It is a compound used or it is a termite proofing material used. Some polishing chemicals also used sometimes. They are also good termite reagents. The need of termite proofing material. The building construction, we know that various wooden materials or the steels or the doors, window frames, and the furnitures, the electric boxes are get attacked by the termites. Sometimes the fungal attacks also seen over them. That's why the termite reagents or the termite chemicals are usually spread over the areas which are liable to the attacks. These have the tendency to be attacked by the termite or white ants over the period of the time. These termites, especially under moist condition, make holes in the woodworks, or sometimes it deteriorates the steel to the different furnitures. So this need to be a termite proof. The types of termites are drywood termites and subterranean termites. So drywood termites makes their house in wood form of tubes or tunnels from which they can find their access, and they damage the wooden articles Therefore, insecticides or the termite chemicals has to be spread over them. The subterranean termite live in a soil because these are favorable conditions and responsible for damaging the buildings and its parts. They build a nest in the form of colonies or the mud well tunnel or the tubes. Then termite find food near the buildings. They grow very fast. And that's why to avoid these damages to the foundation, have to be get sprayed different chemicals or dam proofing reagents over the foundation. The names of the termites are DDT, Bichius, then Aldrine, Heptachlor, and Chloridane. So these are the examples. What are the uses? As we mentioned that these termites are basically attack over some of the furniture, steel, or the foundation because they are lies in soils or the uh, clotted woods. So that's why it is needed to be get termite free, and that's why these termite proofing materials are used. The next part, that is thermal and sound insulating materials. So like a theater hall, then in educational buildings we need some soundproofing. So in institutional buildings or in theaters, in commercial buildings, we require acoustical halls. So that's why sometimes sound insulating materials are used. Similarly, in buildings we require a thermal proof because if building gets overheated, then we will feel that temperature, and because of that we require a thermal insulating materials. Sometimes we are using a false ceiling, then we are using thermocol sheets or any other materials to avoid the overheating. And so these are the some of the techniques to get a thermal or the soundproof construction works. So the insulating materials are gaining more and more importance and advanced researches in building techniques. These materials are required in every branch of engineering. So the insulation can be against the heat, sound, electricity. Then few examples of insulation can be given as below. First, the cork and rock wool are used for rigid insulations. Then aluminum foil mixed with the manganese, zinc, silicon, copper is also used for the internal combustion engines, the aeroplane. Then electrical goods, packing materials for the medicines and the chocolates. Then asbestos is used for fireproofing material. This insulating material used for the insulation against the heat are also are called as a thermal insulator. And if the materials are used against the sound, then that are called as a sound insulators. The next, the thermal and sound insulators are there are substances which are related to the transfer of heat or sound respectively are a good thermal insulator or the sound insulator. Generally, heat gets transferred by convection, conduction, and the radiation. This heat loss is prevented by the thermal insulator. The insulating capacity of any material is inversely proportional to the conductivity. Then the body which is to be protected from the heat loss is covered with the insulating material. Hence, it forms a solid barrier between the body and the environment. An insulating material should be stable at the temperature. So first we will discuss a thermal insulating properties. First, pores. The most of the common insulating materials are porous in a structure. The entrapped air or any other gas within the pores decreases the thermal conductivity of the material. A large number of pores is performed to a few large ones because if the pores are large, the convection currents may be set causing a heat transfer. Then presence of moisture. The conductivity of moisture is 20 times more than the ordinary air. Hence, it increased. Therefore, the pores in insulating material should be closed so that water vapor does not enter them. So these are the two common thermal insulating materials, that is pores and presence of the moistures. Then classification of thermal insulating material. They are classified by different criteria, that by structure, by texture and appearance, and third by heat conductivity, and last by origin. So first, that is structure. It includes a fibrous and a porous material like mineral wool, glass fibers. So mineral wool and glass fiber having some pores due to which can transfer the heat. So we wear the woolen shirts or wears because they are having a good property. Then porous and granular, which includes the perlite, lime and silica etc. Then cellular one, that includes the foam glass, then foam plastics. Then second type, by a texture and appearance, it includes slabs, bricks, blocks, mats and cords. Generally, as we know that a vacuum fiber, or which is called as a forged brick, are used because they are good, having good thermal resistivity. Then by heat conductivity, first low heat conductivity up to 0.05 Watt per W per m degree Celsius. Then medium heat conductivity 0.10, then high heat conductivity 0.15. So these are the different heat conductivity. As per the heat conductivity, these are the types. Then by origin, that is inorganic and the organic. So organic heat insulating materials, in which they cover the following point. That first, rock wool, foam stag and glass wool. So rock wool, it is a fibrous material produced from the silicate made of rocks and blast furnace light. It is fireproof and does not decay and having a low hydroscopy. So it is used for making the felts, steep and semi-steep slab and shells. Then foam slag aggregate, honeycomb slag is used for making blocks. It is lightweight and used for the heat insulating blocks. So as I earlier mentioned, that some cavity blocks or some foam blocks, or which are having cavity or the pores, they can be used for the constructions because they are good heat or the thermal resisting material, and that's why they are used normally for the construction works. Then glass wool, it is prepared from the molten glass. It is waterproof, durable and chemically inert. So it is used in the form of mats used for the heat insulation, or planes in the form of woven material. It is used for the use against the corrosive liquids. It is also used as a filter in air conditioners. So they are having small gaps, and that's why the, we can say, dust can be easily trapped in that. That's why the glass wools can be used in a air filter condition. The next, aluminium foils. The aluminium mixed with the manganese zinc converted into the foils and used for packages of medicines, foods, etc. Normally the chocolate wrappers, then food wrappers are made up of aluminium foils. Then lightweight asbestos. The asbestos is a silicate of calcium and the magnesium. It is acid proof and good insulator of heat and sound. That's why they are utilized. So remaining part we will discuss later on.